Yo, hey people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well and in good health. Okay, right now we're checking out this Guardian article about British farmers who want basic income to cope with post-Brexit struggles. Now let's dive in and delve into what's going on here. Okay, so farmers are calling for the government to grant them a universal basic income, saying the post-Brexit agriculture subsidy scheme has left many poorer. Now, if you remember, many of you may be aware of the thing, the New World Order, all this stuff about, be happy, own nothing, all this kind of stuff. And one of the things that was mentioned in regards to this, in terms of the New World Order, was that universal basic income. I know it's been trialed in places like, in some places like Scandinavia. I think it was Finland. I was watching something where they were showing individuals in Finland who were getting universal basic income, so basically UBI, of a certain amount of money for the month, and then they could do whatever they were doing in terms of working from home or whatever the type of stuff they were doing. Now they're getting this universal basic income, and it was kind of like a social test. Now obviously, if it does come into law in places and people are then getting this universal basic income, meaning the government's providing them with an income, will that leave, some of the negative points there, will that leave it open for the government then to decide? So if you do something wrong, or the government deems that you've done something wrong, they can stop that universal basic income, particularly with all the, CBDC, central digital banking currencies, that's, coming up now in the coming years. Here in the UK, they've been doing some, various different elements of asking the public around opinion and consultations about these CBDCs, central digital banking currencies, and digital money, essentially, potential digital pound that might occur. And yes, there are some benefits around it, but some of the negativity or the negative elements to it is that, will the government be able to shut down people's income when they feel like it? We saw similar things happening during the pandemic issue of the last several years, which happened, and how much lockdowns we have and all that kind of stuff, during this big C word time kind of thing. We saw in Canada the truckers protest. The government there basically stopped their money and stopped them from accessing their accounts and so on. So these kind of things can happen. And is this the New World Order? Okay. So delays to the sustainable farming schemes put in place after the UK left the EU to replace the common agricultural policy have meant that in England many farmers have been left out of pocket. The new regime initially suffered from low subscription rates, and the government has underspent hundreds of millions from the £2.4 billion farming budget each year due to lack of sign-up. Scotland and Wales have different farming schemes, and Northern Ireland has not yet set up its new scheme due to Stormont not having sat for 2 years. In Wales, there have been protests over plans to ask farmers to set aside 20% of their farms for nature and tree planting. Government projections and independent analysis have shown that the new nature payment schemes will not plug the gap left by the lack of EU subsidies for farmers. Basically, for many farmers, the nature schemes were never meant to replace the cap payments exactly, and instead are aimed at paying farmers to provide public goods. Now, at least 100 farmers have signed up to a new campaign, BI for Farmers, to ask for universal basic income, the UBI, for all farmers in Britain. Campaigners said that the farmers across the UK were basically kept afloat by EU subsidies and now risk going out of business. An analysis by the organic farming group Riverford has found that half of these farmers surveyed said they may go out of business due to post-Brexit trade deals, uncertainty over farming payment schemes. So we know what's happened with all this Brexit stuff. It's caused a lot of issues. So Joe Poulton, the BI for Farmers coordinator, said British farmers are overworked, underpaid, but the Brexit process presents an ideal opportunity to change this. So a basic income for farmers would guarantee an adequate income, improving access to time off and reasonable working hours, and making entering a career in farming affordable to the new entrants. Sustainable farming groups have also shared their support for a universal basic income for farmers, to enable them to experiment with nature-friendly farming methods, such as using fewer pesticides without sacrificing their income. While, Will White, Sustainable Farming Campaign Coordinator at Sustain, said the UBI could be an important safety net for farm workers and small new entrant growers, providing financial security that liberates them to pursue agro-ecological practices without the looming pressure of financial survival. Now, there is a lot of argument in terms of Brexit, whether it's been good or not for the UK. At the moment, it looks like it hasn't, with a lot of things going downhill: expenses, red tape, bureaucracy, price increases, access to certain products and certain equipment as well, causing a lot of small businesses to lose out right now. So, when paired with better funding for environmental land management schemes, the universal basic income has potential to significantly bolster the agriculture sector's overall resilience. Now, looking into radical yet promising solutions like this is quite essential, and we support a deeper exploration of how basic income policies could work in the UK context and are watching this campaign with interest. Ruth West, a co-founder of the Oxford Real Farming Conference, added concerned citizens, farmers in dire straits, policymakers, and all those who care about a fairer food system should get on board and help move this practical, doable plan into the next phase. BI for Farmers present us with a golden opportunity for sustainable farming future. It's an opportunity we must not miss. Yes, obviously this would be a benefit to some of these farmers in terms of the universal basic income, but then again, could it be a prelude for universal basic income to go through this kind of testing phase and be spread out across the country and other parts of the world? Do let us know what you think. Is the new world order here? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click that notifications bell. Catch you on the next one.